Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, so here text number
18, 20,
CC M.20.18. Heading सामुद्रिक मुखे सनातन समीपे अर्थेर संधान प्राप्ति सनातनेर हत्या संकल्प. So the astrologer, he says that Sanatan has money which we can get and we can kill Sanatan. 18. সেই ভূঁইয়ার সঙ্গে হয় হাত গণিতা, ভূঁইয়ার কানে কহে সেই জানি এই কথা. A man who was expert in palmistry was at that time staying with the landlord. Knowing about Sanatan, he whispered the following in the landlord's ear. 19. ইহার ঠাঁই সুবর্ণের অষ্টমোহর হয়, শুনি আনন্দিত ভূঁইয়া সনাতনে কয়. The palmist said, this man, Sanatan, possesses 8 gold coins. Hearing this, the landlord was very pleased and spoke the following to Sanatan Goswami. Heading Sanatan ke dasyut Adar Appayam Sanatane Snan Bhojan. So that chief, the landlord, he pretended to be respectful to Sanatan Goswami and arranged for Sanatan's bathing and eating. 20. রাত্রে পর্বত পার করিব নিজলোক দিয়া, ভোজন করহ তুমি রন্ধন করিয়া. The landlord said, I shall get you across that hilly tract at night with my own men. Now just cook for yourself and take your lunch. So what? This is supposed to be a hotel and still is saying you cook your lunch.
because he was Brahman, the Brahmins previously
They used to cook for themselves when they travel. Where?
many pilgrims they go place.
This culture still exists?
Yeah. Brahmakumaris, they follow this too much.
What? So when they're invited to somebody's house,
They don't eat anything cooked by any others. They themselves
they have their own cook.
not own cook. Whoever wants to eat, they just have to cook and they eat.
The eater is the cooker.
They have this.
That is a ekahasta, no? That whole life you've taken a vow that I will eat only from one hand, which is my own hand. Prabhupada says there are some Brahmin householders who took the vow of dvihasta, 2 hands. Only he will cook, eat food which he himself cooks, or something that his wife cooks. But this one hand cook, no. Prabhupada said they consider even the wife to be contaminated. If they eat the food cooked by the wife, they'll go down. So even for the wife, they cook for themselves and the wife and children, everyone. High standard. So these things are still going on. How do we start implementing these kind of
And
things?
start little when they say.
No, we should also start implementing these things now. So if somebody calls us for prasadam, then we say, fine, but we will cook ourselves. Just give us the kitchen.
That maximum one place where invited, we cook up our own food. It's suited to everyone who get out. But we ate at their house.
At their place. But it looks like even that Lord Chaitanya's father, Jagannath Mishra, that Brahmin who meditates on Gopal, when he came, same procedure. They just cleaned the kitchen 3 times a day. And all 3 times only he had to eat.
So Kalidas, when Jordan Thakur came to Kalidas's house, Kalidas told him, we are not Brahmanas, so we can provide you bhoga, you cook for yourself.
It looks like, but Jagannath Mishra was also Brahmin. It looks like there was this culture. So what, this hotel thing then came and destroyed everything.
Yeah, time also, there must be some order.
Initially, Brahman ka hotel. Huh? Hotels only for Brahmins?
Yes.
Huh? There were hotels
In
for
your
Brahmins.
village, one person will be there. Whoever comes Brahmana, they will cook for them and they will. Then all the village people, they will send them to
The Brahmin there. So much arrangement they had to not fall down. All of this is considered fall down. Jati Brahmsha. 21. এত বলি অন্ন দিল করিয়া সম্মান সনাতন আসি তবে কইল নদী স্নান. Saying this, the landlord offered Sanatan grain to cook. Sanatan then went to the riverside and took his bath. 22. দুই উপবাসে কইলা রন্ধন ভোজনে রাজমন্ত্রী সনাতন বিচারিলা মনে. Because Sanatan had been fasting for 2 days, he cooked the food and ate it. However, having formerly been a minister of the Nawab, he began to contemplate the situation. Heading: Sanataner Sandeha o Ashanka. Ishaner Nikar Artha Sandhan Abhavati. Sanatan's doubt and apprehension. He learns that there was money with Ishan. 23. এই ভূয়া কেনে মোরে সম্মান করিল এত চিন্তি সনাতন ঈশানে পুছিল. As a former minister for the Nawab, Sanatan could certainly understand diplomacy. He therefore thought, why is this landlord offering me such a respect? Thinking in this way, he questioned his servant, whose name was Ishan. 24. তোমার ঠাই জানি কিছু দ্রব্য আছয় ঈশান কহে মোর ঠাই সাত মোহর হয়. This is also false. No? He actually had 8. Sanatan would have not understood that also. Sanatan asked his servant, Ishan, I think you have some valuable things with you. Ishan replied, yes, I have 7 gold coins. Heading: Ishan ke bhatsana. Sanatan Goswami chastises Ishan. 25. শুনি সনাতন তারে করিলা ভর্সন সঙ্গে কেনে আনিয়াছো এই কাল জম. Hearing this, Sanatan Goswami chastised his servant, saying, why have you brought this death knell with you? 26. Heading: দস্যুকে অর্থ প্রদান ও সাহায্য প্রার্থনা. Then Sanatan Goswami gives the money to that thief and requests him to help. 26. তবে সেই 7 মোহর হস্তেতে করিয়া ভূয়ার কাছে যাইয়া কহে মোহর ধরিয়া. Thereupon Sanatan Goswami took the 7 gold coins in his hands and went to the landlord. Holding the gold coins before him, he spoke as follows. 27. এই 7 সুবর্ণ মোহর আচ্ছিল আমার ইহা লইয়া ধর্ম দেখি পর্বত করো পার. I have these 7 gold coins with me. Please accept them. And from a religious point of view, please get me across that hilly tract of land. 28. রাজবন্দী আমি গড়দার যাইতে না পারি. That means what? I think it will come somewhere.
It is from Bharata, isn't it? Even Bharata.
পূর্ণ হবে পর্বত আমা দেহ পার করি. I am a prisoner of the government. I cannot go along the way of the ramparts. It will be very pious of you to take this money and kindly get me across this hilly tract of land. Okay, in Anubhashya for 22, Dui Upavasa means Dui Din Upavas Koriya. 24 was হয় means আছে পশ্চিম দেশীয় হিন্দি ভাষায় হে. Okay,
Also they have.
they also use hai. Hai. In English is heche. I don't know what is in reality. Heading: দস্যুর হত্যা সংকল্প হইতে নিষ্কৃতি অর্থগ্রহণে অস্বীকার ও সাহায্য অঙ্গীকার. The thief, okay, gives up his desire to kill, but he does not want to accept the money. But he accepts he agrees to provide assistance. 29. Buya hashi kohe, ami jani achi pohile. Pohile. I thought pohile is Oriya. Ashtaprahar hoy tomar sevak anchole. Smiling, the landlord said, before you offered them, I already knew that there were 8 gold coins in your servant's possession. 30.
Pahile is used in India
Is it?
for the same sense.
Is it all coming from some other language? 30. Toma mari mohar loitam ajikar ratre bhalo hoilo kohila tumi chutilang pap hoite. On this very night I would have killed you and taken your coins. It is very good that you have voluntarily offered them to me. I am now relieved from such a sinful activity. 31. Santushta hoilang ami mohar na loibo. Punna lagi parvat toma par kori dibo. I am very satisfied with your behavior. I shall not accept these gold coins, but I shall get you across that hilly tract of land simply to perform a pious activity. 32. Gosai ko hai কেহ দ্রব্য লইবে আমা মারি আমার প্রাণ রক্ষা করো দ্রব্য অঙ্গী করি. Sanatan Goswami replied, if you do not accept these coins, someone else will kill me for them. It is better that you save me from the danger by accepting the coins. Heading, Tassur Sanatan ke Parvatottarane Sahajya. The thief then, what is dasyu? What is decoy?
Is the one level higher than
A thief. He's a mahathief.
He can kill also.
Thieves don't kill.
Don't kill, just steal it.
And scare them, and he's like, he's sometimes called, but he does without.
So he's a little bit lower than gangster, but higher than a thief.
And he, the side was that he steals also big amount.
Who? The decoy.
Okay.
So they don't like small. They're not petty thieves. In English, there's an expression, petty thief. So the dacoit, he assisted in Sanatan's crossing over the mountain. 33. তবে ভুইয়া গোসাইয়ের সঙ্গে চারি পাইক দিল। রাত্রে রাত্রে বন পথে পর্বত পার কইল। After the settlement was made, the landlord gave Sanatan Goswami 4 watchmen to accompany him. They went through the forest path for the whole night and thus brought him over the hilly tract of land. Heading, Sanataner Ishanke Sambal Jigyasa O Deshe Preron. Then Sanatan Goswami inquires from Ishan about the balance, the remaining, and he sends him to his place. তবে পার হইয়া গোসাই পুছিলা ঈশানে জানি শেষ দ্রব্য কিছু আছে তোমার স্থানে. After crossing the hills, Sanatan Goswami told his servant, Ishan, I think you still have some balance left from the gold coins. 35. Ishan কহে এক মোহর আছে অবশেষ. গোসাই কহে মোহর লইয়া যাহ তুমি দেশ. Ishan replied, I still have 1 gold coin in my possession. Sanatan Goswami then said, take the coin and return to your home. 36. Heading, Akinchan Nishambal Sanataner Ekaki Gama. With no financial support, with nothing in possession, Sanatan Goswami alone departed. 36. তার বিদায় দিয়া গোসাই চলিলা একলা হাতে করা ছেঁড়া কাঁথা নির্ভয় হইলা. After departing from Ishan, Sanatan Goswami began traveling alone with a water pot in his hand, simply covered with a torn quilt. He thus lost all his anxiety. Heading, Hajipure Agama. He arrives at Hajipur. So this was a Muslim kingdom. Hajipur. This place exists? The same name. Which state is this? Bihar. They have not changed its name back to its old name. Not yet. 37. 37. Choli choli gosai tobe aila Hajipure. সন্ধ্যাকালে বসিলা এক উদ্যান ভিতরে. Walking and walking, Sanatana Goswami finally arrived at a place called Hajipur. That evening he sat down within a garden. How he was eating and all that? Nothing, that's all. Tathai Swa, what is it? Tathai Swashripati, Raj Sevak, Shrikant Saha Sakhatkar. At that place, he met Shrikant, a government servant, and who was his brother-in-law, his sister's husband. 38. সেই হাজিপুরে রহে শ্রীকান্ত তার নাম গোসাইয়ের ভগ্নিপতি করে রাজকাম. In Hajipur there was a gentleman named Shrikant who happened to be the husband of Sanatana Goswami's sister. He was engaged there in government service. So from this we understand Sanatana Goswami had a sister. So Rup, Sanatan, Anupam and the sister, Mrs. Shrikant. 39. 3 লক্ষ মুদ্রা রাজা দিয়াছে তার স্থানে, ঘোড়া মূল্য লইয়া পাঠাই 5-7 স্থানে. Shrikant had 300,000 gold coins with him, which had been given to him by the emperor for the purchase of horses. Thus Shrikant was buying horses and dispatching them to the emperor. Heading Sanatan Saha Kathopakathon. He then conversed with Sanatan. 40. টুঙ্গি উপর বসি সেই গোসাইরে দেখিল, রাত্রি একজন সঙ্গে গোসাই পাশ আইল. When Shrikant was sitting in an elevated place, he could see Sanatana Goswami. That night, he took a servant and went to see Sanatana Goswami. So this meeting is also like this. 41. দুইজন মিলি তথা ইষ্ট গোষ্ঠী কইল, বন্ধন মোক্ষণ কথা গোসাই সকলি কহিল. When they met, they had many conversations. So Ishtagoshti simply means a conversation. Sanatana Goswami told him in detail about his arrest and release. Heading Sanatana ke অবস্থার জন্য শ্রীকান্তের অনুরোধ. 42. তেহং কহে দিন 2 রহ এই স্থানে. Shrikant requested Sanatana to stay there for a while. 42. তেহং কহে দিন 2 রহ এই স্থানে, ভদ্র হো ছাড়ো এই মলিন বসনে. Shrikant then told Sanatana Goswami, stay here for at least 2 days and dress up like a gentleman. Abandon these dirty garments. Heading Sanataner অসম্মতি ও গঙ্গা পার করিতে অনুরোধ. Sanatana disagreed and requested him to help him cross over the Ganga. What Hajipur is by the Ganga. 43. গোসাই কহে একক্ষণ ইহা না রহিব, গঙ্গা পার করি দেহ এইক্ষণে চলিব. Sanatana Goswami replied, I shall not stay here even for a moment. Please help me cross the Ganges. I shall leave immediately. Amrta-Pravaha Bhashya for 37. Hajipur, Ganga Nadir o Gandak Nader Sangam Sthale Patnar Upper Pare Hajipur. So it is at the place where Ganga Nadi, Gandak is still there. So what is a tributary? Gandak comes from where?
That is like Kavli Sitavari and Muzaffarpur, like that, from the Nepal.
So Gandaki also comes from there.
Gandak only, they say Gandaki.
When it reaches there, it's called Gandak. It's on the other side. On the other side is Patna. Hajipur is this side. Okay, where were we? Okay, then. Well, I don't have any Anubhashya. না, কিন্তু ওটা সত্যি ওইরকম ছিল না. অ্যাকচুয়াল কথা ছিল উনি ওনার সেফটির জন্য উনি রেখেছিলেন
নিজের
নিজের।
আরেকটা তাহলে এই সঙ্গে যে গোবিন্দ ঘোষ ঠাকুর অগ্রদীপে ওনাকে মহাপ্রভু যুক্তি দেখালেন যে তিনি হয়তো কি আগের দিন টাইম লেগেছিল, পরের দিন সাতসাথে দিয়ে দিয়েছিল। সেগুলো হয়তো কি গতকাল টাইম লেগেছিল, আজকে সাতসাথে দিয়ে গতকালেটা আমি দেখেছিলাম। আপনি যদি চান আপনার জন্যে আমি দেরি হলে আপনার কষ্ট হবে এই জন্য লিখিয়ে তাড়াতাড়ি দিয়ে দিই। তখন সময় মহাপ্রভু বললেন তুমি আমার সব বৈরাগীর সঙ্গে আছে, তুমি সঞ্চয় করছো, এই জন্য এখানে ব্যস্ত।
একটা হরিতকীর দাম।
Yes.
Mahaprabhu has very high standards for Vairagi Ashrama. You desire one Haritaki, he tells you to get married. And that Haritaki he kept only for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu,
That's the point.
not even for himself. I'm telling you, we are all simply depending on Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Otherwise, long time back, Lord Chaitanya would have kicked us out. Such high standard. No? এটা কথায় কথায় লেখা আছে।
গৌরাঙ্গ হোসেন মহারাজ যখন গোবিন্দ ঘোষ ঠাকুরের কথা আছে অগ্রদীপের যে অনুষ্ঠানটা হয় ওই প্রসঙ্গে উনি বলে, তারপরে উনি যখন কান্না করছে বলছে চিন্তা নেই আমি তোমার কাছে প্রপার্টি দেবো।
ভগবান, what dangerous ভগবান। সনাতনকে গঙ্গা পার করণ ও ভোট কম্বল প্রদান। Then Srikanta, he helped him cross over the Ganga. He helped Sanatan Goswami cross the Ganga, and he gave him a woolen blanket. So what, it was winter time probably. 44 যত্ন করি দেহ এক ভোট কম্বল দিল, গঙ্গা পার করি দিল, গোসাই চলিল। With great care, Srikant gave him a woolen blanket and helped him cross the Ganges. The Sanatan Goswami departed again. Sanatan Goswami's sister didn't come and see him.
Yes. She can't make it in the night, and some of the requested that it is angry cross. It does not look like.
It doesn't look like at all because he went only with one servant. That also at night time.
Anyway, during night time,
Yeah, previously.
You want on government job.
It's also government job.
yeah, horse. Yeah.
So what is this horse business?
Mela is there. Sonpur Mela famous Mela.
Yeah, it is near Hadipur. Still they
So what horses have to do
the
with it?
horse, all kinds of animals,
Animal, all kind of animal.
cows, different breeds of animals.
So
People go there and purchase.
So he was on duty.
Yeah,
Government
is hot.
So he's telling that his actual house might have been somewhere else, not the Hajipur. He came Hajipur or
no. It clearly says he lived in Hajipur, but he had this 300,000 gold coin. I think it's something to do with money.
Money horse.
This is a gigantic amount, no? We are talking about 7 coins, 8 coins, and here is 300,000. All good.
Still that Mela goes on for 1 month.
No, but what is?
people who
It's an auction. It's an animal auction.
yeah. Not auction, you can go and auction.
Huh? What? Somebody sells somebody?
Market we have.
Ah.
Vegetable market they have.
Animal market.
It's not
Nowadays they are
auction.
using so.
Eating.
No. The purchase for the
Transport. Previously, horses were very important military commodity. No?
even the businessmen they use
Horses. I think before Industrial Revolution, horses were widely used for transport. 44. Okay. 45. Okay. Heading. Sanataner Kashi te Agamam. Sanatan reached Kashi. How far is Hajipur from Varanasi?
not I mean some 300 250
250 kilometers, something like that. So if by train you go, how long time it takes?
Patna se Mannar, 3 hours.
That's all. From Patna it takes only 3 hours. But it's Uttar Pradesh. It makes no difference. It's just my unnecessarily I complicate things. 45. तबे वाराणसी गोसाई आइला कतो दिने शुनि आनंदितो होइला प्रभुर आगमने. After a few days, कतो दिने, after a few days, Sanatana Goswami arrived at Varanasi. He was very pleased to hear about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's arrival there. 46. Heading Chandrasekharar Grihe Upasthit. He went to Chandrasekhar's house. 46. Chandrasekharer ghare asi dareti boshila. Mahaprabhu jani Chandrasekhare kohila. Sanatana Goswami then went to the house of Chandrasekhar and sat down by the door. Understanding what was happening, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke to Chandrasekhar. Okay, let me read now from Teachings of Lord Caitanya. Let's see what is here. Last paragraph.
No, before last paragraph, second last paragraph.
Of course, I can let you go, the jailkeeper replied, for you have done many services for me and you are in government service. However, I am afraid of the Nawab. What will he do when he hears that you are free? I'll have to explain everything to him. How can I accept such a proposal? Sanatan then invented a story which the jailkeeper might submit to the Nawab as to how he had escaped, and he raised his offer to 10,000 coins. Greedy to get the money, the jailkeeper agreed to the proposition and let him go. In the meantime, Rupa Goswami with his younger brother Sri Vallabh had started for Vrindavan to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why they had started for Vrindavan to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was supposed to go to Vrindavan?
That later,
That he is going to go to Mathura. So they were all expecting that Mahaprabhu would go to Mathura. Then why Sanatana Goswami went to Varanasi?
Mahaprabhu was in Varanasi.
That was okay, it was coincidental.
No, anyway, if you are going from Bengal to Vrindavan, you have to cross Varanasi.
On the way.
On the way.
On the way it is. And where was Sanatana Goswami? He was also in Bengal, he was in Malda. So from Malda he is going to Vrindavan. Then where Rup Sanatana also they had gone to Vrindavan. So then Rup and Anupam. And now Sanatana Goswami in Varanasi is meeting Mahaprabhu. Then Rup Sanatana, where were they? They had met Mahaprabhu in Prayag now.
Prayag is
Where is Prayag?
west of Varanasi.
Varanasi little upside of the UP and
Prayag is it?
Just I think 2 or 3 hours from Varanasi.
So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from Puri was going. He wanted to go to Vrindavan. And first he went to Prayag. Then he went to Varanasi. That was the plan.
You go to Prayag first or Varanasi?
He went to Varanasi, came back to Prayag and went back to Varanasi again.
But if you see that Varanasi is on the east, and Prayag in the west.
This is kind of chronology I get mixed up with. Sanatan then proceeded to go to see the Lord. See, he wanted to meet Mahaprabhu, and that's why he went that side. He did not travel on the open road but went through the jungles until he arrived at a place in Bihar called Pathda. This place exists? There he rested in the region exists?
भागलपुर में जो पत्थर वाला पहाड़ है जो कि देवघर की ओर जाता है उसको पटना पहाड़ कहते हैं.
Devghar also is in Bihar. No?
No, Mandar नहीं. There is a mountain, it's called hilly mountain. There are many people who go to Devghar. Firstly they go to Pasupinath. First they go there. So that is I think called Patra Pahad. That area is called Patra Pahad. First they take Ganga water from one place and they run from there to Devghar.
These things are still going on?
So many times, yes.
There he rested in a hotel, but the hotel keeper was informed by an astrologer employed there that Sanatan Goswami had some gold coins with him. The hotel keeper, desiring to get the money, spoke to Sanatan with seeming respect. Just take your rest tonight, he told him, and in the morning I shall arrange for you to get out of this jungle trap. However, Sanatan was suspicious of his behavior, and he inquired from his servant Ishan whether he had money, and Ishan told him that he had 7 gold coins. Sanatan did not like the idea of the servant carrying such money. He became angry with him and said, "Why do you carry this death knell on the road?" Sanatan at once took the gold coins and offered them to the hotel keeper. He then requested that the hotel keeper help him through the jungle. He informed him that he was on a special journey for the government, and that since he could not travel on the open road, it would be very kind if the hotel keeper would help him through the jungles and over the mountains. "I understood that you had 8 coins with you, and I was thinking of killing you to take them," the hotel keeper confessed. "But I can understand that you are such a good man that you don't have to offer me the money. If you don't accept these coins, then someone else will take them from me." Sanatan replied, "Someone will kill me for them, so it is better that you take them. I offer them to you." The hotel keeper then gave him all assistance, and that very night he helped him get past the hills. When Sanatan emerged from the hills, he requested that his servant go home with the 1 coin that he still had with him. For Sanatan decided that he would go on alone. After the departure of his servant, Sanatan felt completely free. With torn clothing and a water pot in hand, he began to proceed toward Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu. On the way, he met his rich brother-in-law, who was also in government service, and who offered him an excellent blanket, which Sanatan accepted at his special request. Then he parted from him and went alone to see Caitanya Mahaprabhu at Benares. When he reached Benares, he understood that the Lord was there, and he became overjoyed. He was informed by the people that the Lord was staying at the house of Chandrasekhar Acharya, and Sanatan went there. Although Caitanya Mahaprabhu was inside the house, he could understand that Sanatan had arrived at the door, and he asked Chandrasekhar to call the man who was sitting there. Okay.
They are in Bombay. They are partner or Ganga.
From Bengal. From Bengal. Okay. Heading. बाह्यवेश निरपेक्ष प्रकृत वैष्णव सनातन के आनयनार्थ शेखर के आदेश. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed Chandrasekhar to bring Sanatan, who was actually a Vaishnava, without considering his external appearance. Chandrasekhar should bring Sanatan, who was actually a Vaishnava. So from this also it gives you the impression that Vaishnavas had a particular dress code. So that theory that Vaishnava is it does not have any distinct, visibly recognized dress code. Urjapundra was one. They had some appearance.
Even the way of wearing notice.
It is still there. Remember scholars, they go to watch cricket in the stadium, but they keep the body.
They got a job with that also.
Yeah. Job is okay, but they are going to watch cricket.
Later he is saying that he is a Muslim category.
Is it? Let's have a look at this. 47. दारे एक वैष्णव है, बोला हो ताहारे. Chandrasekhar देखे वैष्णव नाही को तारे. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "There is a devotee at your door, please call him in." Going outside, Chandrasekhar could not see a Vaishnava at his door. Heading. Sanataner Bahir Vaishnava Besh na dekhiya pratyabhatan. Because he did not see Sanatan externally dressed as a Vaishnava, Chandrasekhar came back. 48. Darete Vaishnava nahi Prabhu re kohilo. Keho hoy kori Prabhu tahare puchilo. When Chandrasekhar informed the Lord that no Vaishnava was at his door, the Lord asked him, "Is there anyone at all at your door?" Heading. Daurabesh Beshi Sanatan ke anite Prabhu Adesh. Then the Lord instructed that Sanatan, who was dressed as a Daurabesh. This looks a fakir. 49. তেহং কহে এক দরবেশ আছে দ্বারে, তারে আনো প্রভুর বাক্যে কহিল তাহারে. Chandrasekhar replied, that's a Muslim mendicant. How does a Muslim mendicant look like? Must be having a lot of beard. So that means what? Vaishnavas did not have this kind of beard right from beginning. At least Mahaprabhu's approved dress code. Mahaprabhu certainly had some dress code. That much is clear. Because even that King Prataputra, when he had to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he had to dress up like a Vaishnava. So that definitely there was something called the Vaishnava code, dress code.
Previously, they maintain different
Dress codes, yeah. Dress code is very important.
Even for Vaishyas, Shudras, so they must.
Yeah, everyone had particular dress. Just by looking at you, they should understand what you are. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately said, please bring him here. Chandrasekhar then spoke to Sanatana Goswami, who was still sitting beside the door. Heading, Sanatana ke Chandrasekhar Darvesh Voliya Sambodhan. Chandrasekhar then called Sanatana, O Muslim mendicant, O Darvesh. 50, Prabhu, তোমায় বলায় আইসো দরবেশ, শুনি আনন্দে সনাতন করিলা প্রবেশ. O Muslim mendicant, please come in. The Lord is calling you. Sanatana Goswami was very pleased to hear this order and he entered Chandrasekhar's house. Heading, Sanatana Darshane, Druta Bege, Prabhur Agamon or Alingon. As soon as the Lord saw Sanatana, he ran towards him and embraced him. 51. তাহারে অঙ্গনে দেখি প্রভু ধাইয়া আইলা, তারে আলিঙ্গন করি প্রেমাভিষ্ট হইলা. As soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw Sanatana Goswami in the courtyard, he immediately went up to him with great haste. After embracing him, the Lord was overwhelmed with ecstatic love. Heading, আলিঙ্গন ফলে সনাতনের প্রেম ও দৈন্যক্তি. As a result of being embraced, Sanatana experienced love and spoke words of humility. He spoke words of love and humility. 52. Prabhu Sporshe Premavishto Hoila Sanatana More na Chuniho Kohe God God Bochon. As soon as Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu touched Sanatana Goswami, Sanatana was also overwhelmed with ecstatic love. In a faltering voice, he said, Oh my Lord, do not touch me. Heading, Prabhu O Sanatana, Ubhayai Premo Kondan, Chandrasekharer Bismay. Both the Lord and Sanatana, they cried in love for each other. Chandrasekhar was astonished. 53. Dui jane gola goli rodon opar. Dekhi Chandrasekharer hoilo chamatkar. Shoulder to shoulder, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sanatana Goswami began to cry unlimitedly. Chandrasekhar was very much astonished to see this. Heading, Sasnehe Sanatana ke Nijasamipe Asan Pradhan. And with affection, Lord Chaitanya, he gave a seat to Sanatana next to him. 54. Tobe Prabhu তার হাত ধরি লইয়া গেলা, পিণ্ডার উপরে আপন পাশে বসাইলা. Catching his hand, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took Sanatana Goswami inside and made him sit on an elevated place next to him. Heading, Swahaste Sanatana Angam Arjan, Sanataner Dainyokti. With his own lotus hand, the Lord cleaned Sanatana's body. And Sanatana spoke with humility. 55. Shri Haste Koren Tar Anga Samarjan. Teham Kohe More Prabhu Nakoro Sporshan. When Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began, why is my left eye itching or twitching or I don't know, whatever it's doing, something it's doing. When Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began cleansing Sanatana Goswami's body with his own transcendental hand, Sanatana Goswami said, Oh my Lord, please do not touch me. Heading, Prabhu Kartrik Tahake Mahabhagavatochita Gauravdan. The Lord respected him as appropriate for a Mahabhagavat. 56. Prabhu kahe, Tomasparshi Atma Pavitrite, Bhakti bole paro tumi Brahmanda shodhite. The Lord replied, I am touching you just to purify myself. Because by the force of your devotional service, you can purify the whole universe. See, that's why we should study Sanatana Goswami's writings and obey them. Then we'll be purified. Tathahi. And then he quoted from Bhagavatam 1.13.10. 57. Bhavadvidha Bhagavata Tirthabhuta Swayam Prabho Tirthi Kurvanti Tirthani Swantasthena Gadabhrita. One may be born in a Brahmin. What? No. Saints of your caliber are themselves places of pilgrimage. Because of their purity, they are constant companions of the Lord, and therefore they can purify even the place of pilgrimage. What is this? This is 57. He says, for 57, Anubhashya says, consult Adi Leela 1.63. For 58. What is 57? This is current verse 57. Okay, Prabhupada's purport. This verse was spoken by Maharaj Yudhishthira to Vidura in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.13.10. Vidura was returning home after visiting a sacred place of pilgrimage. And Maharaj Yudhishthira was receiving his saintly uncle. In a sense, Maharaj Yudhishthira was saying, my dear Lord Vidura, you yourself are a holy place because you are an advanced devotee. People like you always carry Lord Vishnu in their hearts. You can revitalize all holy places after they have been polluted by the pilgrimages of sinners. A sinful person goes to a holy place of pilgrimage to be purified. In a holy place, there are many saintly people and temples of Lord Vishnu. However, the holy place becomes infected with the sins of many visitors. When an advanced devotee goes to a holy place, he counteracts all the sins of the pilgrims. Therefore, Maharaj Yudhishthira addressed Vidura in this way. Since an advanced devotee carries Lord Vishnu within his heart, he is a moving temple and a moving Vishnu. An advanced devotee does not need to go to holy places, for wherever he stays is a holy place. In this connection, the moving Vishnu means he is a moving representative of Vishnu. In this connection, Narottam Das Thakur states, Tirthajatra Parishram Kebalo Moner Bhram. Visiting holy places is simply another type of bewilderment. Since an advanced devotee does not need to go to a holy place, why does he go? The answer is that he goes simply to purify the place. Then, you wait. Let me see here. He could understand that Sanatana had arrived at the door, and he asked Chandrasekhar to call the man who was sitting there. He is a Vaishnava, a great devotee of the Lord, Caitanya Mahaprabhu said. Chandrasekhar came out to see the man, but he saw no Vaishnava at the door. He saw only a man who appeared to be a mendicant. The Lord then asked to see the mendicant, and when Sanatana entered the courtyard, Lord Chaitanya hurriedly came to see and embrace him. When the Lord embraced him, Sanatana became overwhelmed with spiritual ecstasy, and he said, my Lord, please do not touch me. But both of them embraced each other and began to cry. Seeing Sanatana and Lord Chaitanya acting thus, Chandrasekhar was struck with wonder. At length, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Sanatana to sit down with him on a bench. He was touching the body of Sanatana with his hand, and Sanatana asked him again, my dear Lord, please do not touch me. I am touching you just for my purification, the Lord replied. For you are a great devotee. By your devotional service, you can deliver the whole universe and enable everyone to go back to Godhead. The Lord proceeded to quote a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam to the effect that a person who is a devotee of Lord Krishna, this verse we have not come across. Is it coming now? Okay, fine.
How to understand the end of the purport by Srila Prabhupada, where he said, the answer is that he goes simply to purify the place. Does a pure devotee think like that?
Krishna impels him to go to these places, and Krishna impels him to think, makes him go to that place with this idea, he should purify this place.
But what is the motive of devotee?
He goes to preach. It's not that he doesn't think that he does not see reality. He sees reality. That here are sinful people, they're coming and contaminating this place. The dhams need to be maintained with their dignity. So he goes to these places with the idea that everything should be done properly. Krishna has to be satisfied, otherwise Krishna is dissatisfied. Okay. Tatha hi Haribhakti Vilase. And then he quotes a verse which is found in Haribhakti Vilas 10.91. 58. Name bhaktas chaturvedi mad bhaktasva pachah priya tasmai deyam tatograhyam sacha pujyo yathahyaham. Lord Krishna said, even though a person is a very learned scholar of the Sanskrit Vedic literatures, he is not accepted as my devotee unless he is unless he is pure in devotion service. However, even though a person is born in a family of dog eaters, he is very dear to me. If he is a pure devotee who has no motive to enjoy fruitive activity or mental speculation, indeed all respect should be given to him and whatever he offers should be accepted. Such devotees are as worshipable as I am. What is that? That's 58. 58. According to Anubhashya, we should consult Madhya 19.50. Purport. This verse is included in the Haribhakti Vilas 10.127 compiled by Sanatana Goswami. Tatha hi, heading, Tatha hi. Another quotation. Bhagavatam 7.9.10. 59. Vipradvishad gunayutad aravindanava padaravinda vimukhat shvapacham varishtham manye tadarpita mano vachane hitartha pranam punati sakulam natu bhurimana. One may be born in a Brahmin family and have all 12 Brahmanical qualities, but if he is not devoted to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, who has a navel shaped like a lotus, is not as good as a Chandala who has dedicated his mind, words, activities, wealth and life to the service of the Lord. Simply to take birth in a Brahmin family or to have Brahmanical qualities is not sufficient. One must become a pure devotee of the Lord. If a Shvapacha or Chandala, Shvapacha is a dog eater, or Chandala is a devotee, he delivers not only himself but his whole family. Whereas a Brahmana who is not a devotee but simply has Brahmanical qualifications cannot even purify himself. What to speak of his family? Amrta-Pravaha Bhashya. Krishna Pada Padma Vimukh Dwadash Gun Vishishta Brahman Apeksha O Jahar Krishne Mon Bachan Cheshta Artha O Pran Arpita Ebang Bhuta Shwapachke O Sreshta Bolia Ami Mone Kori. কেননা তিনি স্বপচকলভূত ভক্ত স্বীয় কুল পবিত্র করেন আর ভূরিমান বিশিষ্ট ব্রাহ্মণ তাহা করিতে পারেন না. In comparison to a Brahmana who is endowed with 12 qualities but who is averse to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, a Shwapacha, a dog eater, who has offered his mind, words, activities, wealth and life to Lord Krishna is better according to me, because that bhakta who is born in a dog eater's family, he can purify his own family, and this Brahmana who is greatly proud, he cannot do that. Anubhashya. Dharmaraj Yudhishthir Nikat Devarshi Narad Bhagavan Sri Nrsimha Kartrik Hiranyakashipur Bodh Vrittanta Varnan Prasange Bodhante Bhakta Prahlad Krita Bhagavan Nrsimhe Stov Kirtan Korite Chen. Devarshi Narada is speaking to Dharmaraja Yudhishthira. While describing how Bhagavan Shri Nrsimha killed Hiranyakashipu, after he killed him, Bhakta Prahlad, he glorified Bhagavan Nrsimhadev. That in that prayer, this verse comes. Arvindanabha Padaravinda Vimukhat Padmanabha Krishnasya Padapadmat Vimukhat Dvishad Guna Yutat Purva Shlokoktaha Dana Vijana Rupa Tapa Shruta Ojas Teja Prabhava Bala Paurusha Buddhi Yoga Ityadaya Ye Dvishad Dvadasha Gunaha Yadva Dharmascha Satyamcha Damastapascha Pamatsariyam Hris Titiksha Anasuya Yagyascha Dhanamcha Dhriti Shrutamcha Vratani Vai Dvadasha Brahmanasya Iti Mahabharatiya Sanat Sujata Ukta Dvadasha Guna Yadva Shamodamas Tapas Shaucham Shantyarjiva Viraktayah Jnana Vijnana Santosha Satyastikye Dushad Guna Iti Mukta Phala Tikokta Dvadasha Gunaha Taihi Yuktat Vipradapi Tadarpita Mano Vachana Hitartha Pranam Tat Tasmin Ravindranabhe Krishna Arpita Mana Vachanam Ihitam Karma Arthaha Pranascha Ete Yena Tam Shvapacham Varishtham Shreshtham Aham Manye. So he's saying, Prahlad Maharaj says, I consider a Shvapacha, one who is born in one who, Shvapacha literally means a dog eater, but anyone who is born in a dog eating family is also called a dog eater. Because generally by default they have the habits of their childhood. So, one who is from a dog-eating family is better than a Brahmana who is averse to the lotus feet of Padmanabha Krishna. Even if that Brahmana has 12 qualities, and the 12 qualities, he gives 3 different opinions about what these 12 qualities are. First of all, based on the Bhagavatam chapter where this verse comes, the list of 12 qualities based on the previous verses are wealth, noble family, auspicious appearance, austerity, learning. What is ojas? Okay, ojas, the ojas type of energy, the tejas type of energy. Yeah, ojas is different, tejas is different.
Internal, both are internal.
Both are internal, but they are different. There are different types of strengths. Then prabhava, that's influence. Bala, that's physical strength. Paurusha. But what does that mean? Being daring. Then buddhi, intelligence. Then yoga, accepting auspicious means to elevate one. So is that 12? Dhana, Abhijana, Rupa, Tapas, Shruta, Ojas, Tejas, Prabhava, Bala, Paurusha, Buddhi, Yoga. Correct. It's 12. These 12 features. This is one list of 12. Then another list of 12. Having piety, dharma, being truthful, satyam, damaha, control of the senses, tapas, austerity, amatsaryam, not being envious, hri, being ashamed of engaging in sinful activities or forbidden activities, titiksha, tolerance, anasuya, not being jealous, yagyaha, engaging in appropriate yagyas, dhanam, engaging in appropriate forms of charity, dhriti, tolerance, shrutam, learning, scriptural learning. Vratani vai dvadasha brahmanasya. So this is another 12. Dharma, satya, dama, tapas, amatsarya, hri, titiksha, anasuya, yagya, dana, dhriti, shrutam. Correct. This is another 12. Then there's, so these 12 are enlisted in Sanat Sujata, which is a portion within Mahabharata. Then there's another list which comes from the Mukta-Phala Tika, from the commentary to Mukta-Phala. And that list is Shama, control of the mind, Dama, control of the senses, Tapas, austerity, Shaucham, cleanliness, Shanti, forgiveness, Arjava, simplicity, straightforwardness, Virakti, detachment, Jnana, theoretical knowledge, Vijnana, practical realization, Santosha, satisfaction, Satya, truthfulness, Astikya, absolute faith in Vedic scriptures, Shama, Dama, Tapas, Shaucham, Shanti, Arjava, Virakti, Jnana, Vijnana, Santosha, Satya, Astikya, another 12. So next time someone in ISKCON asks, tell me who the hell is a Brahman, we can give 3 lists. 36 features, we can say this is a Brahman.
Bhagavad Gita, anyway, is covered in this.
This is very comprehensive. This is the Brahman. Yataha, because Saha evam bhuta shvapaja sarvam kulam punati, because that person born in the family of a dog eater, he purifies his entire family. Bhuri manaha, bhurihi manaha, garvaha yasya saha vipraha. But that vipra with great pride too, atmanam apina punati, he does not even purify himself. Kutaha kulam, where is the question of him purifying his dynasty? Yataha, because bhaktihinasya ete gunaha garvaya eva bhavanti, because devoid of Vishnu bhakti, these qualities only bring about pride, natu shuddhaye, they do not purify one. Ataha hinaha iti bhavaha, therefore he is inferior. This is the implication here. This verse is spoken by Prahlad Maharaj in Srimad Bhagavatam 7.9.10. Purport. A Brahmana is supposed to be qualified with 12 qualities. As stated in the Mahabharata, a Brahmana must be perfectly religious, he must be truthful, he must be able to control his senses, he must execute severe austerities, and he must be detached, humble and tolerant. He must not envy anyone, he must be expert in performing sacrifices and giving whatever he has in charity. He must be fixed in devotional service and expert in the knowledge of the Vedas. These are the 12 qualifications for a Brahmana. The Bhagavad Gita 18.42 describes the Brahmanical qualities in this way. Shamodamas tapashaucham kshantirarjavam evacha jnanam vijnanamastikyam brahmat karma swabhavajam. Peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom and religiousness. These are the natural qualities by which the Brahmanas work. In the Mukta-Phala Tika it is said, mental equilibrium, sense control, austerity, cleanliness, tolerance, simplicity, detachment, theoretical and practical knowledge, satisfaction, truthfulness and firm faith in the Vedas are the 12 qualities of a Brahmana. Mukta-Phala, I think it's written by Hemadri or Vopadeva. It's all, they became interested in Bhagavatam, came before Caitanya Mahaprabhu, I think 1200s or 1300s. So they were writing compilations on Bhagavatam, selected verses from Bhagavatam they're publishing. Mukta-Phala is something like that. Okay, then heading. Bhakta sevate niyog phale sakal indriyar sarthakata. All the senses are considered to be successful as a result of employing them in the service of the devotee of the Lord. 60. Toma dekhi, toma sporshi, gai, tomar gun. Sarvendriya fall a Shastra Nirupan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continues, by seeing you, by touching you, and by glorifying your transcendental qualities, one can perfect the purpose of all sense activity. This is the verdict of the revealed scriptures. Heading Jagate Shuddha Bhagavad Bhakta Sudurlabh Patahi Haribhakti Sudhodaye. In this world, a pure devotee of Bhagavan is very rare. And then he quotes from Haribhakti Sudhodaya 13.2. 61. Akshno phalam tvadrasha darshanam hi tanoh phalam tvadrasha gatra sangaha jihva phalam tvadrasha kirtanam hi sudurlabha bhagavata hi loke. My dear Vaishnava, seeing a person like you is the perfection of one's eyesight. Touching your lotus feet is the perfection of the sense of touch. And glorifying your good qualities is the tongue's real activity. For in the material world, it is very difficult to find a pure devotee of the Lord. Heading Krishner Ahoiti Ki Kripa Mahatmya Varnan. Then he describes the greatness of Lord Krishna's causeless mercy. Prabhu Swayam Yi Sanataner Bandhan Mochan Leela Bhanayer Mool Sutradhar. The Lord Himself is the actual person who enabled the deliverance from Sanatan's imprisonment. 62. Eto kohi kohe Prabhu Shuno Sanatan Krishna Boda Dayamoy Patita Pavan. Shri Caitanya Mahaprabhu continued, my dear Sanatan, please hear from me. Krishna is very merciful and is the deliverer of all fallen souls. 63. Maharaurav hoite toma korela udha kripar samudra Krishna gambhir apar. My dear Sanatan, Krishna has saved you from Maharaurava, life's deepest hell. He is an ocean of mercy and his activities are very grave. Amrta-Pravaha Bhashya. हे वैष्णव तुम्हार मत व्यक्ति के दर्शन कराई चक्षुर फल. The success of the eye is to see a devotee like you, O Vaishnava. तुम्हार मत व्यक्तिर गात्र स्पर्श कराई शरीरेर फल. The success of a body is to touch the body of a person like you. तुम्हार मत व्यक्तिर गुण कीर्तन कराई जिह्वार फल. And the success of the tongue is to describe the auspicious qualities of a person like you. Kenana jagate bhagavate rai sudurlabh. Because Bhagavata devotees are very rare in this world. Anubhashya. Tvadrasha darshanam. Tvadrashanam. Bhavat tulyanam bhagavatanam shraddha purvaka darshanam. Akshnoho chakshurvhyam vikshana karyasya phalam tatparyam. This is very interesting. Tatparyam. Seeing a person like you means seeing Bhagavata devotees who are like you, who are as good as you. And that seeing is seeing with respect and faith. Such seeing is Tatparya means intention. So Krishna is giving me these eyes to see his pure devotees. That's what he is saying. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is saying that the function of sight is meant to be used for seeing Bhagavata devotees like you with respect and faith. Tvadrasha gatra sangaha, tvadrashanam bhaktanam gatra sangaha, angasparshaha, tanoho sharirasya, deha dharana karyasya phalam. And the body means the activities of maintaining the body is so that one can, with respect and faith, touch the body of devotees like you. Tvadrasha kirtanam, tvadrashanam bhaktanam guna kirtanam hi eva jikva phalam vakyo charanasya prayojanam. And the factual reason for the sense of speech, the tongue, is to describe the qualities of devotees like you. Loke jagati bhagavata shuddha bhaktaha sudurlabhaha sudurapaha he ever. In this world, pure devotees of the Lord are most difficult to attain. 63 Anubhashya Maharaurav Jivikarthe Jantu Bodhokari Maharaurav Sangyak Narak Labh Kore. So those people who kill creatures for their sustenance, they attain the hell known as Maharaurav. And then he says, consult 5.26.10 to 12. In preaching in India, we can quote all these things and generate fear. No? People do become frightened. But even that much is there. No? The others, they simply don't care. So what? It doesn't matter, man.
They read Gauranga. Someone died in village, they for 10 days.
Garuda Purana.
In that, descriptions are there.
All these things come.
If you do like this, you will go to that.
You go to this hell, that hell.
Type of punishment in them. That's
Okay. Purport. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 18.61, Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Prideshe Arjuna Tishtati. Staying within everyone's heart, Lord Krishna works very gravely. No one can understand how he is working. But as soon as the Lord understands the sincere activity of a person in devotion service, he helps him in such a way that the devotee cannot understand how things are happening. If the devotee is determined to serve the Lord is always prepared to help him. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu is telling Sanatana Goswami how merciful the Lord is. Sanatana Goswami was a minister in the service of Nawab Hussain Shah. He was always mixing with materially inclined people, particularly with Muslims, meat eaters. Although he was in intimate touch with them, by Krishna's mercy, he came to find such association distasteful. Therefore he left them. As stated by Srinivas Acharya, Tyaktva Turnam Ashesha Vandalapati Shrenim Sadatutchava. So the Goswamis, they all gave up very exalted social statuses. Krishna enlightened Sanatana Goswami in such a way that he was able to give up his exalted post as minister. Thinking his material position insignificant, Sanatana was prepared to become a mendicant. Appreciating the activities of Sanatana Goswami, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu praised his action and thanked Krishna for his mercy upon him. So just to mix with all these people is a big problem. In the Vedic teachings of Lord Chaitanya, in the Vedic literatures, it is also stated that the Supreme Personality of Godhead does not recognize a person who is very learned in all the divisions of the Vedas, but rather he likes a person who is a devotee, even though he may be born in a low family. If one offers charity to a Brahmana who is not a devotee, the Lord does not accept. But if something is offered to a devotee, the Lord accepts. In other words, whatever a person wishes to offer the Lord may be given to his devotees. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also quoted Srimad Bhagavatam to the effect that if a Brahmana is not a devotee of the Supreme Lord, then he is lower than the lowest of the low, even though he may be qualified with the 12 Brahmanical qualities and born in a high family. A devotee, although born in a Chandala, dog-eater family, can purify his whole family for 100 generations, past and future, by devotion service, whereas a proud Brahmana cannot even purify himself. It is said in Haribhakti Sudhodaya 13.2, O devotee of the Lord, to see you is the perfection of the eyes, to touch your body is the perfection of bodily activities, and to glorify your qualities is the perfection of the tongue, for it is very rare to find a pure devotee like you. The Lord then told Sanatana that Krishna is very merciful and is the deliverer of fallen souls. He has saved you from Maharaurava, the Lord said. This Maharaurava or hell is described in Srimad Bhagavatam as a place meant for persons who are engaged in killing animals, for it is stated there that butchers or animal eaters go to that hell. So these are all very dangerous activities now. To just assist in animal killing and all that. Okay, heading. Sanatana Prabhu ke abhinna Krishna gyan. But Sanatana understands the Lord himself to be non-different from Krishna. 64. Sanatan ko he Krishna yami nahi jani amar udhar hetu tomar kripa mani. Sanatan replied, I do not know who Krishna is. As far as I am concerned, I have been released from prison only by your mercy. Heading. Prabhu's Prashnottare Nija Vrittanta Varna. Then in response to the Lord's questions, he described the events that took place. 65. Kemone chutila boli Prabhu Prashna koila Adyo panta sob katha tehon sunaila. Sunaila. This is like Hindi syntax, no? Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu then asked Sanatana Goswami, how were you released from prison? Sanatana then described the story from beginning to end. Heading. Prabhu Kartrik Rup O Anupamen Shongbad Gyapon. The Lord then informed him about, the Lord then gave him some news about Rup and Anupam. 66. Prabhu kohe, tomar dui bhai prayage milila. Rup Anupam duhe Vrindavan gela. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I met your two brothers, Rup and Anupam, at Prayag. They have now gone to Vrindavan. Heading. Tapan Mishra Chandrasekhar saha Sanataner Milan. Tapan Mishra and Chandrasekhar then met with Sanatan. 67. Tapan Mishra re ar Chandrasekhar re Prabhu Agyay Sanatan Milila Tohare. By the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sanatan Goswami met both Tapan Mishra and Chandrasekhar. Heading. Sanatan ke Tapan Mishra Nimantran. Sanatan ke Kshaur Karanartha Prabhur Agya. Tapan Mishra then invited Sanatan. The Lord ordered Sanatan to shave up. So, what, full-fledged shave up? Looks like, no? Not just, it looks like full-fledged shaving up, no? Or did he go use a buzzer or something like that? I don't think that those days, well, they would have had.
They had different kind of rhythm. It did not require like, it just,
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that during the time Lord Caitanya, he was coming back from Vrindavan to Jagannath-puri.
Is it?
Yes, because it is the end of Madhya Lila, and the beginning of Antya Lila is the Lord came back from Vrindavan. And that's why he first came to Prayag, then to Varanasi.
Wait, tell me the whole thing. From Puri, where did he go?
went to Vrindavan.
He already went to Vrindavan.
So he went to Vrindavan?
And now he's coming back to Puri.
No, but he didn't go to Vrindavan and come back to Puri. Did he do that?
Yes, traveled to Vrindavan once and came back to Puri.
That's all. He did not go to Varanasi, Prayag?
Yeah, he was going. Now he's going.
Now he's going.
Now he's in Varanasi.
Now he's coming back from Vrindavan to Puri. So he's on return to.
So he already went to Varanasi, Vrindavan first, and then while returning,
He visited Prayag, where he met with Rupa and Sanatan,
And then-
or Rupa and Anupam,
and then
and now he came to Varanasi and met Sanatana Goswami.
he's coming back to Puri.
Yeah. And it will be the beginning of Antya Lila.
Okay, but then so now he's in Varanasi. This is when he met Prakashananda.
When did he meet?
When did he meet Prakashananda? Did he go to Varanasi twice?
Yes.
Huh?
Once going.
যখন যাচ্ছিল তখন দেখা যাচ্ছে তখন কিন্তু মানে পিচিং করে প্রকাশ সংবাদ স্ত্রী
Hmm.
খালি থেকেছে চন্দ্রশেখর বাড়িতে আর খেয়েছে প্রসাদ নিয়েছেন তখন মিশ্র বাড়িতে
Hmm.
তারপর কিছুদিন পরে চলে গেছে
Hmm.
তার পথে
Hmm. তো যার মানে ওখানে কেন উনি কাশিতে গেলেন? Why did he go to Kashi?
No, while going from Odisha, because he had to cross Kashi.
ওইটাই রাস্তা
Between what?
Between what?
It's on the way between what and what?
Odisha to Vrindavan, you have to go through Kashi.
Always
Yeah.
But the first time he wanted to go to Varanasi, he did not go, no. Because when he went to Ramkeli, Rup Sanatan said he should go alone. So what is that?
From Ramkeli, he could not go to Vrindavan.
So that was cancelled. So he went to Bengal and he came back. First time. So he did not go to Varanasi at that time.
No.
He did not go to Vrindavan, did not go Varanasi also.
No. তারা রাস্তা পর্যন্ত গিয়েছে হয়েছে
তারপর ফিরে এসেছিলেন। And second time?
সেকেন্ড টাইম বারাণসী গয়া বৃন্দাবন
And then return? Again Prayag, again.
বারাণসী
All coming back.
So Puri থেকে first.
ফটোতে ডাইনে রেখে জঙ্গলে ঢুকে গেলেন জঙ্গলে গিয়ে 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 বারাণসী উঠেছে কাশিতে
তারপর প্রয়াগে, তারপর বৃন্দাবনে, তারপর প্রয়াগে, না তারপর প্রয়াগে, তারপর বারাণসী, আর এখন ফিরবেন পুরী। Same route? ওটা clear?
Same. That is also.
That's how it is. So he went and he came back. Okay. This is useful to know because we are all working on Caitanya book also. Okay, so where are we? 60?
69.
66?
No.
66 is done? No, we are in 68. Yes, 68. তপন মিশ্র তবে তারে কইলা নিমন্ত্রণ প্রভু কহে ক্ষৌ করাহ যাহ Sanatan. Tapan Mishra then extended an invitation to Sanatan, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Sanatan to go get a shave. So it must have been full shave. Chandrasekhar ke Sanataner Vaishnava vesh tag koraiya Vaishnavochita vesh dharan koraite agya. The Lord ordered Chandrasekhar to make Sanatan give up his Vaishnava appearance. A Vaishnava vesh means dress, you can say a Vaishnava dress, and to have him put on the dress appropriate for Vaishnava. So there is something called a dress appropriate for Vaishnava. 69. Chandrasekhar ere. This was also done by Chandrasekhar. This is the proper Chandrasekhar. Chandrasekhar ere Prabhu kohe bolaya ei besh dur karo jaho ihare laiya. After this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called Chandrasekhar and asked him to take Sanatana Goswami with him. He also asked him to take away Sanatan's present dress.
Do you have your book Amrta-Pravaha?
No. That all must be.
You can read from
What is who's
6869.
who's this?
Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
No, but I want to know what.
This not now.
Narayan Maharashman will not print it. This must be Gaudiya Vedanta Samiti. Send me this PDF first.
Is there in the book?
There's so many places Amrta-Pravaha is there.
Only in this Sanatan section.
Why in Rup Siksha? Did you check the entire?
Yeah.
Mahaprabhu Prasad, what? 68 to 69. 68 and where is 68 and 69?
We just read 69.
Present dress. Something about dress. Wow, that's so important for ISKCON. This alone should be photographed and translated in all languages of the world. Mahaprabhu Prasad Akankhi Sanatan যখন মহাপ্রভুর মধুর মূর্তি দর্শন করেন তখন তাহার দাড়ি গোঁফ ছিল। গোঁফ, what is গোঁফ? Mustache. Dadi gof mane dadi plus gof. When Sanatan, who was seeking Mahaprabhu's mercy, when he saw the sweet form of Mahaprabhu, at that time he had a beard and a mustache. Say dadi gof e baul Vaishnav ganer gof dadi rakibar ekmatra praman. That is the only evidence for the Baul Vaishnavas to keep a beard and mustache. Kintu Mahaprabhu Sanatan ke avalokan purvak prem alingan koriya takkhonat khaur karje koraiya chilen. But Mahaprabhu, after seeing Sanatan and after embracing him with affection, at that very moment had him shaved. অতএব বাউল বৈষ্ণব দিগের অচ্ছেদ্য প্রমাণ সেই কালে নরসুন্দরের খুরে কাটা গিয়েছে. So at that time, the uncuttable evidence of the Baul Vaishnavas was cut at the time of the shaving of the beauty of a man. এখন সাধারণের অবশ্যই স্বীকার্য যে বাউলেরা কখনোই শ্রী চৈতন্য সম্প্রদায় বৈষ্ণব বলিয়া পরিচিত হইতে পারে না. So now it must be certainly accepted by people in general that the Bauls cannot be identified with the Vaishnavas who belong to Sri Caitanya Sampradaya. Sanatan ke, what is this? Fakira bolia ullekh karaye. So what is Fakira? Darveshes, these are all, okay. Fakira bolia ullekh karaye, Sai, Darvesh, Charan Pali, Dulal Chandi. Who are all these? Acha? Sai. Huh? These are real groups. এখনো আছে দরবেশ, এটাও একটা গ্রুপ, এখনো আছে. চরণ পালি, দুলাল চান্দি. হোয়াট ইজ দুলাল চান্দি? প্রভৃতিরা মুসলমানের ফকির বেশ ধারণ পূর্বক তদ্বৎ আচার ব্যবহার অধিকাংশেই করিয়া থাকে ও আপন দিকে চৈতন্য সম্প্রদায় বৈষ্ণব বলিয়া পরিচয় দেয়. By pointing out to Sanatan as a fakir, these groups such as Sai, Darvesh, Charan Pali, Dulal Chandi, they provide evidence to put on the dress of a fakir of the Muslim community and behave like them mostly. And they introduce themselves as Vaishnavas of the Chaitanya Sampradaya. Jodi keho tahadike jigyasa koren je tomra musulmaner fakirer বেশ ধারণ ও তাহাদের ন্যায় আচার ব্যবহার ও প্রায় করিয়া থাকো এবং চৈতন্য সম্প্রদায় বৈষ্ণব বলিয়াও পরিচয় দাও, ইহার প্রমাণ কি? তাহার প্রশ্নের উত্তরে তাহারা বলিয়া থাকে যে ইহার প্রমাণ গোসাই সনাতন, তিনি ফকির ছিলেন. So if you ask them the question, you people, you dress like the Muslim fakirs and you behave like them also most of the time. So then, and you you identify yourselves as Vaishnavas of the Chaitanya Sampradaya. But what is the evidence? What is the basis for this? So in answer to this question, they say our basis is Goswami Sanatan. He was the fakir, the original fakir. কিন্তু যখন মহাপ্রভু সনাতনের গোঁফ দাড়ি ও মস্তকের কেশ ফেলাইয়া দিয়া বৈষ্ণব বেশ ধারণ করাইয়া দিলেন, তখন সেইখানেই সাই, দরবে, চরণপালি, দুলাল চান্দি প্রভৃতির প্রমাণ পরিসমাপ্ত হইয়াছে. But when Mahaprabhu had the Sanatan shave off his mustache, beard, and the head on his, the hair on his head, and put on the dress of a Vaishnava, and that very moment, the basis for this Sai, Darvesh, Charanpali, Dulal Chandi, etc., that basis also got destroyed. এই কারণ সাই, দরবেশ প্রভৃতিরা চৈতন্য সম্প্রদায় বৈষ্ণব হওয়া দূরে থাকুক, বরং তাহাদিগকে এক প্রকার মোহাম্মদ সম্প্রদায় বলিতে হইবে. So for this reason, what to speak of considering Sai, Darvesh and others to be Vaishnavas of the Chaitanya Sampradaya, we should actually identify them as one kind of Muslim sect. This is from Gaudiya Patrika, 7th year, 4th issue. This is written by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur also uses heavy words, huh? This is the real Bhakti Vinod, which people don't know. Oh, please give me this. We don't have this edition of Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is Gaudiya Vedanta Samiti's Chaitanya Charitamrita. We should, of course, we should have a physical copy. Please buy it. Today or tomorrow.
From Narayana Maharaj's temple, from Gauranga,
Gaudiya Vedanta Samiti should be having it. Bengali edition will only be in. They will send you anyway to the Bengali mutt. ওটা হরিভক্তি বিলাসে আছে তো। ইসকনের বাইরের যে গৌড়ীয় সম্প্রদায়,
সারা জীবন দাঁড়িয়ে কাটে না, সবকিছু মানে পালন করে, মানে ইয়ে নাই, মহাপ্রভু অনুযায়ী সব পালন করছে, কিন্তু দাঁড়িয়ে আর এটা সারা জীবন ছেড়ে দেয়।
ওরা বলে ডোন্ট কোয়েশ্চেন আস ফর আওয়ার হেয়ার স্টাইল। ওরা বলে সত্যি, আই হ্যাভ হার্ড ইট, দে ডাইরেক্টলি সে দ্যাট দিস ইজ আওয়ার ইন্টারনাল প্রেফারেন্স।
That is wrong. Isn't it? From this
এখান থেকে দেখা যায় যে মহাপ্রভু
is not just a house activity. He also has instructions about dress code.
very demanding. We thought Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very magnanimous.
তাহলে রূপ সনাতন গোস্বামীগণ ওরা বৃন্দাবন তখন জঙ্গল, নাপিত ছিল না, না নিজেরা এ করতেন, সেট করতেন,
ওটা বলা যায় না। But definitely they were not looking like Aul, Baul, Shani, Darvesh, all this group. They were not looking like Muslims. They would have. Anyway, they were going around Braj, Mathura. For some time they were in Mathura. They might have kept, they might have been like that, but Prabhupada did not want us to think of the Goswamis like that. And I am very sure that when the Goswamis appear to us in Samadhi, they will come only like the way we were taught.
And anyway, wherever we see, even not in ISKCON, outside also the Goswami's photo or anything, completely safe, fully safe.
They don't even in the Nitai Gaur Radhesham people.
Even Gauranga, safe.
Six Goswamis are always shared. Huh?
Yeah.
Even if they don't come under Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati,
They are in 7
always shared. In Vrindavan, Govardhan, Radhakund also.
Photos are always shaved photos.
So Raghunathas Goswami in the Radhakund. How does he look like?
As far as I remember, that is saved only. Saved. I remember whatever Prabhu is going this time Vrindavan, he can come with the
Photographic evidence.
Photos now itself
যেমন বংশীদাস বাবা, গৌরকিশোর বাবা, জগন্নাথ দাস বাবা, ওনারা তো বলছেন বংশীদাস বাবাজি।
উনি কখনো শেভ করলেন
না, ওরা অবধূত,
কারেক্ট, উনি অবধূত ছিলেন,
মানে এই আসতে না, কিন্তু মহাপ্রভু বললেন আচার্য
না, কিন্তু উনি ভজনানন্দী অবধূত ছিলেন, উনি কখনো খেলেন না।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, হ্যাঁ,
সামটাইমস 13 দিন উনি কিছু খেলেন না।
ঠিক ঠিক।
তো এইগুলো ইমিটেট করলে আমরা হসপিটালে খেলেন না। And he did not pass stool also. Sometimes. For 10 days he did not pass stool because he did not feel like he was too busy talking to his deity. Then Raj ওনার গৌরীদায় ঠাকুরের সাথে কথোপকথন। So he was simply talking to his deity. All right. Passing to the next session also almost will become very highly philosophical.